All right, everybody, I appreciate you tuning into my channel. I'm BJ from the 478, and today I want to talk to you about my 21 Ducati V4s. And so what I went ahead and did, I took the exhaust off. I had some Termignoni slip-ons on here, and they did the job. I put them on. I only had like 80 something miles on the bike when I installed those actual slip-ons. And I liked them for a second. Now I've gotten right about 400 miles on it, and I think I want to go ahead and do a full exhaust. So what I end up doing is I reached out to Manny down at Moto Millions, and I went ahead and ordered the Termignoni 4Uscite full exhaust. And what I'm going to do today, I'm going to go ahead and start disassembling the rear end and all that good stuff, and go ahead and take this exhaust off. I'm very excited about it. Also, after I reached out to Moto Million, Manny actually answered the phone. He's the owner of Moto Millions, and man, when I say a stand-up dude, he explained to me the odds and ends about this exhaust. I wanted a D200, but a D200 is more of a race exhaust, and it's really not streetable, so putting a license plate holder and all that good stuff on the bike just causes more problems. And where I stay at down here in Georgia, GSP tends to bother you a little bit. So we're gonna play it safe, get a street exhaust. What the 4Uscite actually is it's 4 exits, so you'll get a pipe coming out of each cylinder, and you got 2 here, and then you'll have 2 on the side piece, and it actually comes with the underbelly carbon fiber pieces as well. It's a sweet exhaust. I'll post up a link to it, but man, just dealing with Manny, he told me the odds and ends, and he is an authorized Termignoni dealer. So what that means, he broke it down to me. What that means is those exhausts come with matching serial numbers. He knows the odds and ends of it. They can have the warranty, and you're not doing a third-party deal to where you're actually calling one place and it's like, okay, we're gonna order it for you, and then they really don't know the odds and ends. He is an authorized dealer for Termignoni, and it all makes it better. It was free shipping, and the price was A1 because I know what I'm getting. I've done a lot of reviews on his business, and like I said, I was actually thrilled I was able to speak to him in person and let him know what I wanted. And he told me, hey BJ, if you order this before 1 o'clock, we're gonna ship this out. So I got a lot of work to do. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and break down this whole bike. I'm gonna put my factory mirrors back on too as well while I got that off. But I'm gonna break this whole bike down, and hopefully my new fairings will be in as well. I got a little bit of carbon fiber going on in it, but I just wanted to change the whole color. We'll set these fairings to the side. I did order a Ducati V4R tank. I'm not gonna, try to trick anybody. Okay, this is the R, because if you know anything about these bikes, the R's don't come with the electronic suspension. It's just, I'm not even gonna play the game. I just like the way the aluminum tank looks. So that's the reason why I wanted it. If I wanted an R, I would have purchased one. But if you know anything about these bikes, especially on the street, you can actually make the 1103, which is the CCs on this motorcycle, faster than the 1000. It's 999 CCs, which is the R version. So you can spend a little money and actually have this bike to where it is a lot faster than that R version. Now the Super Leggero, you're not touching that. That bike just it just weighs next to nothing, and it's pure. It's a pure animal. That's a horse of a different color. We're not even gonna try to get into that bracket. But also what I did was I mounted all my GoPros on here. That's a Hero 9, so they catch all the good looking action of me doing all the corners and stuff. So we're gonna do that. Also, I'll have one on the front of my helmet. We can catch some front action. But also I got this just for just for catch you on camera. You know, I get a lot of smack talking. You know, I'll serve them dinner at Applebee's. So that way I can see what you got going on. Cause you know, I got a lot of riders say, hey man, I'm the best. You don't know how to ride that thing? Yeah, I just got it for the way it looked right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't buy bikes and put bikes together just because I like to look at them. I like to ride them. I don't ride them often as people like me to ride them. I ride them when I have the available time. So when I do ride, I enjoy my ride and I can put them up and go from there. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna do a time lapse and we're gonna get in here and do some work. And then I'll do an unboxing of the exhaust and tell you what it does, how it looks, and then we're gonna bolt this thing up and we're gonna go for a ride. All right, 3 hours later, I got it all broke down, and let me show you what I actually did. Let's see. Now, the heat shield that goes over the top of this, you have to turn around and undo a bolt in here so you can get to this, you know, nut right here. Reason being, if you don't get the heat shield off, and I'll show you what it looks like, you're not gonna be able to access the back bolts. So what I went ahead and did was, I went ahead and saturated them with some WD-40. That way, I don't strip these bolts. I wanna make sure they come off. I wanna make sure they come off without me, you know, stripping the heads or anything. But as you can see, the bluing on this, on the headers, the factory headers, how intense the heat is in there. So now in the rear, and before I get to the rear, let me explain something to you. I see a lot of people go in and just, you know what I'm saying, try to wiggle around their radiator to get these bolts out of here. I didn't want to do that. I didn't deem it possible without, you know, running lines into my radiator or just, you know, accidentally stripping one of those bolts out. I see them do it. You know, some people just don't like to do the legwork. But the type of person I am, I just want to hit it. You're gonna need something to catch your radiator fluid. And also, just take your radiator off. Go ahead and order you some more coolant. While I got all this stuff off, I'm gonna go ahead and turn around and put new coolant in it and go ahead and change the oil. But as you can see, this is the heat shield for the front, and this bolt right here, that one right there, it's so hot in there, that bolt did not want to come out, so I had to go to my trusty DeWalt set and get my titanium bit, and I had to drill that nut off. And you want to talk about a pain in the, but yeah, those it's so hot in there. I didn't understand why it was. Evidently a heat shield has to be on it, but I just don't understand why it was done right there. I'm glad I was able to get to that top bolt easily. As you can see, it's still in there. I just drilled the top head off and wiggled it and popped it off and came right on off. But I also didn't want to run any daggum lines into my oil cooler. Now that's one thing I didn't want to take off. I didn't want to fool with those and have an oil leak. But now I do have a carbon fiber subframe coming. So what I'm gonna do, just to make it a little easier on me, I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble this subframe as well while I'm back here. That way, like I said, I'll make sure I'm able to get to the proper bolts and get the right amount of torque on them, so I don't strip any of them. So, all right, let me go ahead and do that because I ain't gonna do it so. All right, so finally got everything off that I need to put this new exhaust on. So The rear headers, a royal pain in it. I almost took the subframe off. Well, I'm gonna have to take it off anyways because I went ahead and ordered a full carbon fiber subframe. So the subframe is a total of right around 3 pounds with the light and everything in it. It should right around 6.7, a little bit under 7 pounds fully, you know what I'm saying, with the light and everything, and the wire harness goes back here, license plate. So we're gonna save some weight on that. Then once I took off the front fairings, I decided, well, you know what, I might as well just go ahead and get me a whole carbon fiber front end. And also I got some new fairings coming as well. I went with the Speciale look, but you know, I just have stuff I can interchange, and you know, I get tired of looking at stuff, so I'll change out stuff periodically. So once those fairings come in, I'll test fit them and see how I like them. If I like them and cut the mustard, I'll put them on there. So, but I'm really thinking about the whole carbon fiber, you know, front end, and you know, even the nose. I'm thinking about just doing a whole carbon fiber kit, but because I'm starting out with that full carbon fiber subframe. So we're gonna see how that works out. Hopefully Mr. UPS man will deliver my exhaust probably tomorrow or sometime this week, whatever's clever, you know what I'm saying? But I just had to go ahead and get everything off because I worked so much, and I wanted to make sure I had ample amount of time, and just took my time and took it apart like it's supposed to. Now, doing this, I didn't show certain things when I took this bike apart. Reason being, I bagged a lot of screws. I, you know, jotted down what bag I put them in and where they belong, and you know. So in saying that, when I did that, it was a lot of screws that did not want to come out, and especially like in the header bolts, I had to douse them down with some WD-40 because the heat shield to the factory headers, they didn't want to break loose. I mean, you got to think that's a tremendous amount of heat coming out of those headers, and just those bolts holding the heat shield on to the factory headers, they didn't want to break loose. So when I got in there, I had to undo these and move, undo a couple Torx heads over here and move this out of the way so I could get to it. But yeah, I end up stripping a head out in one of the screws, and it didn't want to back out, so I had to drill it out. But in order to get to the actual header bolts, you had to take the heat shield off. And also, what I decided to do, I just took the whole front radiator, fan and all out. That way I didn't damage anything, because I see a lot of people online install these exhausts and they just push everything to the side. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, and I want to make sure. It was even in that section right there, it was even hard to clear the oil cooler. So it's just, everything is just, you know, done up on this motorcycle, and it's really and truly not the easiest bike to take apart, but I enjoyed it. I mean, I honestly enjoyed working on this motorcycle, and that's my hobby. That's my pastime. So hopefully I may be able to shoot a video just of me installing, do a time lapse. But yeah, I had a few choice of words, especially with taking some bolts off, especially with these back header bolts, because really and truly, even if I had a, you know, I'm taking the subframe off anyways, but if I wasn't able to get to them, I would have went ahead and took it off tonight. I just didn't want to have the wires, and I'm tired. I didn't feel like taking that off. But I don't think taking the subframe off would have made it any easier to get to any of these bolts up in here. So a lot of the swivel head extensions I used, and I was able to maneuver them down and get it out past here and able to get up in there. But I made sure I let some WD-40 sit in there for about a good 2 hours. I sprayed the rear when I was working on the fronts, and once I start breaking everything down, I sprayed them pretty good. And they broke like it wasn't nothing, but I hate to see them on there for a couple years and that heat just wears that copper seat. They use a copper paste they put on there so they don't actually rust on there. Yeah, and if that stuff dries up, you might not get that exhaust off. So long story short, hopefully I'll do another video tomorrow. I'm about to go take me a shower. I've got work tomorrow, so I'm gonna post this up, and then we'll do episode 2. We'll start putting the exhaust on. You gotta stay tuned. I'm BJ from the 478. I appreciate you tuning in. Until next time. Let's see what all the fuss is about.